So how does one do this? Because we're stuck with the self, right? Wherever you go, there you are. And where are you? And this is the human predicament. I want to quickly go through the most basic text on this science that was taught in North Africa, in particular in West Africa, and it was the text that was taught by my teacher. And it is a text on Ihsan. How do we get to that stage? He begins by repentance. The idea of recognizing that I'm doing something wrong. You see, because the word for a bad act in Arabic, a sin, if you want to use a Christian terminology, is an ugly act. And the word for a good act is a beautiful act. Hasanat and sayyi'at. The private parts in Arabic, the anus and the genitals, either male or female, are called as-sawatani, the two ugly things. And the word for a wrong action is related to the same word, sayyi'ah. It's ugly. An act is ugly. It's not something you want to look at. When you see a wrong act, you should, if you're healthy. I mean, there's people out there now that are so distorted that, they enjoy making ugly things, right? A lot of modern artists make a lot of money out of it. But that's personal opinion there. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. The idea repentance from every deed is necessary immediately and absolutely. In other words, one must do it immediately. If you do a wrong action, you have to do it, to turn away from it immediately. And absolutely meaning you don't have the intention to return to it. The repentance in Islam is based on first remorse, a sense of remorse. One has to feel a sense of remorse. And its soundness is contingent upon abandoning it, even at the time. So if somebody's drinking, for a Muslim who's drinking a glass of alcohol, they can't just say, astaghfirullah, may God forgive me, and keep drinking it. There has to be a move away from it at the time. And then a desire never to continue it, never to return to it. And rectifying what one is able if others are involved in the deed. So if your wrong action was somebody else was the victim of it, then part of making a true repentance to God in the Muslim worldview is that you rectify the wrong done to that person. If you were backbiting, then you go and ask for their apology. If you stole money, you have to return what you stole. There is a rectification. And within limits, because they say if by doing that it will lead to a greater problem, then you don't. For instance, if somebody did commit adultery, that they should not go and tell a person that I committed adultery with your husband or with your wife. You're actually not supposed to do that. You should just ask forgiveness.